Hello everyone and welcome for this new tutorial only for my Patreon how to create an OSL effect. So other OSL for other source lightning. I'm going to show you on the miniatures are already painted and you can already see the tutorial on my YouTube channel, and this one is only for you, my boss, my Patreon. All you guys support me to paint and to make it on my all time. So thanks again, and don't hesitate to like, subscribe to the channel, push comments, and don't hesitate to talk about my Patreon to your friend. Thank you, and let's paint. So for making a great OSL effect, you need a source of lightning. So I decided to use this flame who come from Vlad from Eden to create my second lightning source, and I'm going to use some dragon red into my airbrush. As you can see, I need to mix them with a brush because it's not a pro color special for a brush, so I need to mix them. And now I'm going to push my reds at the end of the flame. And after that, you need to focus on one thing: all the highlights, all the lights come from this flame, so every effect is going to be inverse. For example, all my dark color is going to go on the big surfaces, and into the recesses I'm going to push my more lightning color. Everything is inverse effect from a classical highlight. Now I'm going back on the miniatures to push my first red on all parts. I start as you need to think about the flame come from the first part you are going to push in red, and more you are going to go far away from the lights, more the effect will be red. And step by step, more I'm going to come very near the flame, and more the effect is going to be yellow. So for the moment I push some very light layer of dragon red on every part of the armor. And now I come back on the flame with a little bit red, and I had inside my airbrush a little bit earth. The name is Sienna earth. So this is a very brown, red brown, and now I come back with some black just for the end of the flame to create a big contrast on the flame. Once again, I inverse everything, so all my recesses is going to be more lightful, and all the different outside surfaces is going to be more dark. I'm going after that to come back with some yellow with airbrush, and I'm going to push the highlights on the base of my flame. Take care about pushing your color very step by step. Don't try to push a lot of color in only one time, because you are going to push with the airbrush the first color you put. So go step by step. Sometimes I just push some hair directly on the paint, just to make sure this color is totally dry. So I come back once again with my yellow, but this time on the model, to push the highlight on the flamer. Don't hesitate to put a comment to give me some advice if my word is not very fluent or anything else. That's totally welcome, and that will be very helpful for me to make some more clear painting tutorial. As you can see, step by step, I had more yellow, and now I'm going to make my transition just by adding a little bit red into my yellow to make an orange. I'm going to push between my red and my yellow. This is going to help me to make a better transition between the different parts. As you can see, I push a little bit more red on the last reflect I have on the armor, and more I'm going to the source of light, more I'm going to add yellow on my paint. I make the same kind of transition on the flame too. And now I make once again I come back with some red to push some shadow into my lightning effects. That's helped me to make a better transition. I will be present at Adepticon, so I'm going to give some painting class, so don't hesitate to come to me. I'm going to show a lot of different kind of stuff, like painting all the miniatures in non-metallic metal or other kind of class. So now I come back with some yellow directly with my brush, and I'm going to push every highlight. I already when I actually on a classical color, I'm going to use some white and some ivory. Now I'm going to use some yellow to show that this light comes from the flame and not from the sun. In a classical zenithal color, they come from up, and now that's come from the flame. So that's very important to push all my highlights in this direction. The step is very classical, and I don't hesitate to push every edges with this yellow. And if you want, you can go more into details with a little bit point of ivory into your yellow to push some point of light. As you can see, the last step is a more long step because I'm going to really push the contrast a lot, and that's make a huge difference. This kind of effect is pretty interesting, and you can push all the miniatures only with this kind of effect. For example, by adding a flame on the base or anything else, and this is going to give more life to your model. So don't hesitate to try and to use this kind of techniques. That's always a good challenge. Now I come back with my yellow into the recesses of the flame to show that the light come from this flame. it's pretty easy to create nice transition with yellow because the paint is not very covering, so it's really more easy to create transition. I really hope you enjoyed this kind of tutorial. So I'm going to plan one special tutorial video for my Patreon for the next week. So the next one will be on the how to paint the copper, because when I ask on my Patreon, there are a lot of people who want to see OSL and the other one want to see the copper. So let's go. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you very much to be my Patreon, and see you very soon for the next tutorial.